it's a max. It's one extra guy the offense has there. When you have a quarterback with the ability of Burke to run it and the ability of a running back to take it up in there, it's just so dangerous for that defensive end. He can't commit one way or the other.
And we're talking about two of the finest defensive ends that we have in Division III, and Alex Tripp and John Ficosi of North Central. Two leading tacklers for loss, two leading sack masters on this football team. They got their work cut out for them today against Kevin Burke. Burke will keep the football. Another zone read. Well, he got popped though. Well, Burke really took a shot there. As coming up for Jason Callahan. Callahan from that outside linebacking spot.
Take a look at Ficosi, the defensive end, crashing, and see him going after the running back that time. And when he does that, the quarterback just keeps his eye on him the entire time. He's not even looking at his running back. He just keeps his eye on that defensive end. When he dives in on the back, he just pulls the football and picks up the extra yards. That was a great look.
Play number 9 of the drive for Kevin Burke. Back to the zone read. This time B.J. Mitchell got stuck. Oh, that's a terrific defensive hit as working up with Alex Tripp. We've talked about Tripp a lot today. 240-pound senior putting the screws to B.J. Mitchell.
Well, those two defensive tackles, good size on that side of it. Again, in a third down, important situation here for Mount Union. North Central trying to do what they can to get this ball back in their hands.
Very impressed too with this traveling contingent of North Central fans from the Chicagoland area. Yeah, they're hardy, all right. Making the trip here to Northeast Ohio. All right, 3rd and 7 now for Burke. Off play action, fired seam. Nichols made the grab. First down, Mount Union. Jack Nichols, leading receiver on this football team, came in with 75 grabs. Tough catch here.
You knew where he wanted to go. Look at him looking off to the right. Burke just kind of decoying with his eyes, trying to pull a safety out of that zone. And when he does that, it opens it up for Nichols as he comes across the field. A great look at a quarterback kind of looking off to the right and still knowing he was coming back to the left side.
We mentioned 75 catches for Jack Nichols. He's had 5 more receptions today to lead this pass receiving core for Kevin Burke. Burke will go zone read and keep the football. Was able to get out of one hit, got a couple there as this drive continues for Kevin Burke and the Mount Union offense.
Yeah, he has the ability to just make guys miss. As you can see, gets a good block here. A guy missed tackles. He's so difficult to bring down. He's not that big of a guy. He just continues to move those legs, churns, and even when he turns around and goes in reverse, he's continuing to go toward the end zone.
Yeah, and John, I think this front seven has really done a solid job for North Central. They have not let anything big bust out on them, and this is B.J. Mitchell. Mitchell to the cutback. Well, Mitchell took a hit inside the 5. Another first down for Mount Union at the 4-yard line. Maybe only 160 pounds, but he will lower the pads on you.
No, you can't find him behind there. Big offensive lineman just squirts to the outside, and he gets a good pop here at the end.
Right back live, Kevin Burke will keep the football, and who got in the end zone? Power battled his way. Touchdown, Kevin Burke, Mount Union.
He's a magician. The ability to get away from guys. That time he had 2 defenders right in his face. You can see him 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 2 guys had him, and he just disappears and finds his way into the end zone. Yards off to contact for him, I think, is as much as any running back in the country.
Yeah, Alex Tripp, that outstanding defensive end. He had a shot and put a hit on Burke. That would have been for a couple-yard loss, but Burke was able to elude it. Of course, every touchdown is reviewable. Called a touchdown on the field. There's Burke, took the hit from Tripp and just shed it. Got in the end zone.
Yeah, that's yards after contact. They had him, and they'll take a quick look at this. Be tough to overturn it again. All that snow on the field, and, you know, so officials are down there. They've got a great look at it. gets the penetration, and then again the right knee down. They'll see where the knee is, but it's where the ball is located at that time, and tough for us to see if in the end zone when his knee goes down right there.
Jason Callahan, the fine outside linebacker, was making the hit.
Yeah. I think that official was right on it. Saw that was used everybody they possibly could that time to get that running game going, and more of a power run game that time.
All right, so give Kevin Burke that tough run to put 6 more on the board and make it 7 now for Mount Union as Edward Runke with a PAT. Kevin Burke, Gagliardi Trophy finalist. Will he be the winner? He's big today. As the heavy snow continues to fall all over Mount Union Stadium here in Alliance, not taking anything away though from the explosive offensive football. And there's the baseball players on the University of Mount Union baseball squad, the student athletes today that have been doing yeoman's work and trying to keep this field turf somewhat cleared off. But John, at times it's kind of been a job that is just not doable, quite frankly.
You know, it's an amazing thing at this level. You get all these guys coming out here helping each other out, and you know they're best of friends. Small community school, you know, small atmosphere, but big time athletics.
This is John Skokda on the return. Skokda's had a pretty nice day returning kickoffs for North Central, but how about the Gagliardi Trophy finalist Kevin Burke, one of the best in the business for Mount Union.
Well, there's 4 missed tackles on that first play. Accurate. Let's add them up. 5. You'll count 6, 7, 8 missed tackles on him as he gets by 2 more here. Yards after contact. He's amazing on that drive. 33 rush yards, 17 pass plays. He was 2 of 2 passing, both first downs converted on 3rd.
Oh, Spencer Stanek back to work, and that first down call on the cutback. Excellent run from running back of North Central. That's Matt Randolph. Randolph on the carry. By the way, 5 other University of Mount Union Purple Raiders have won the Gagliardi Award as the most outstanding player. That's comparable to the Heisman around the FBS. Give you more on that in a moment. Again, second straight carry, Matt Randolph. Look at Randolph turn the corner. And Randolph is an impressive looking sophomore running back. 215-pounder, John, that lowers those pads.
Well, and that's why they're moving him into the backfield. You know, you just don't want to waste him out there in a wide receiver position when you have a day like this, when running the football is going to be key. They've moved him from the outside wide receiver position, especially with the injury to Ryan Kent. Brought him in, and he's shown some life for this football team.
Ryan Kent, the starting tailback, injured, not able to go. On an option for Stanek, and Stanek got knifed down in Mount Union territory. Maybe a touchdown saving tackle from Joshua Scott of the Raiders.
Well, quarterback, you need patience when you're back there throwing the football sometimes, and you could see him. Patience. It finally opened up for him, and as you mentioned, Scott coming in diving to make a save there, and Stanek a lot more yards on the ground probably than what he expected coming into this football game.
17 on the carry there, and right back to big Matt Randolph. Give Matt Randolph 5 as he powered his way. 3 very strong carries for Randolph on this drive.
This football team has about 4 running backs that they can kind of work in there, interchange guys depending on, you know, what the defense is giving them. And Ryan Kent last week was beat up pretty good in that cold weather they had up in Minnesota. He comes in, gets the start today, and now we're seeing Matt Randolph take over.
Randolph behind that very strong offensive line that head coach John Thorne was very excited about as we spoke to him this week. Got some size and some ability to move, as Thorne was telling us. Matt Randolph again working that inside handoff, and he's got a first down for North Central.
Well, and there's the impact players we were talking about for North Central. Ryan Kent, 64 yards, but we haven't seen him since he had that ankle injury. And then for the Purple Raiders over there, it's Mike Meyer, the guy on defense that's just one of the leaders, the vocal leader defensively, and we haven't seen a whole lot of him, but he's back there not letting anything get behind him, not giving up the big plays.
Sixth run call of that drive from Matt Randolph. Jonathan Gunnell wears that number 8. Gunnell, who had that 37-yard pick six, that INT in the first half to give Mount Union the lead. But an impressive drive from Spencer Stanek, running option left, and he's in trouble. Now he's going to come back out the back door and make something happen. Did Spencer Stanek, as he was able to beat Tom Lally. He was in trouble as he was running option left. Came out the back door, John Gregory.
Yeah, and I think Stanek knew from the time this play was developing as he was going to the left that there was nothing necessarily happening. So he comes back, and there's a perfect example of defenders not being able to plant that foot, stick it in the ground, and make a cut to be able to come back and get him. And Stanek was able to outrush him and pick up some yards.
Not known as a running quarterback, as John has been telling you, but 9 carries now for 58 yards for Spencer Stanek. Play action. Going to go for Sorensen. Well, a little bit of contact there, but an excellent defensive play from Trey Jones, the sophomore. There's Jones, 4 interceptions on the year, giving up 7 inches to Peter Sorensen.
And we've talked about them trying to pick on Trey Jones, it seems like, but maybe they're just matching up one of the great defenders with a good offensive player. And Jones may have had an argument there that Sorensen did kind of wrap him up and pull him away from the football.
John, how vital is points for North Central on this drive down by 11?
I think they're very important, especially after Mount Union scoring on their first drive.
Play action now for Stanek. Looking at Sorensen on that post corner. He made a fantastic grab down at the 8-yard line. First down, Sorensen, who again climbing up the ladder to make a terrific catch.
He's used every bit of that tall frame he has here as he goes up and makes another fantastic catch. We were talking about him before the ball game. We were watching them warm up. His ability to catch the ball in his hands, even with a snowy day like this, he's got all the confidence in the world.
He high points the football, and sometimes in a sensational manner. Matt Randolph got stopped at his tracks. Matt Fetchko and Tom Lally, the 2 defensive tackles on the Mount Union hit. Now there's the day for Peter Sorensen. Came into the game with 70 catches, had better than 14 yards per grab and 14 TDs. Pair of touchdowns today. Does he have another one in him?
He's matched up again outside the same situation here.
Stanek will keep the football, and he is taken down. What a defensive play from Joshua Scott. The strong safety read that and took down Stanek with a big hit.
Ryan Rezak, number 11, is out there trying to make a block here. He gets caught up to the inside. He was coming across the field. He was the guy that was supposed to block and open that up for Stanek out there, but he got caught up on the wing and wasn't able to get to that defender.
A loss of 4 for Joshua Scott. This is 3rd and 10. Stanek will look end zone. His throw was caught at the 1-yard line, making the grab. Ryan Rezick at the 1-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down, and just that one for North Central.
Yeah, don't question the toughness of these guys. As you can see, Rezick thrown down to the ground that time.
Big play in this football game. North Central down by 11. Stanek on 4th and 1. Randolph to the corner. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, North Central. And what a terrific block he got from tight end Ryan Zdarsky.
No question. I was going to say the same thing. You got it out, but watch number 83, the tight end here, Zdarsky, as he just stays with his guy, continues moving his feet, gets the pancake block. He walks into the end zone, but that's an all-world block right there. He stayed with him. That's exactly what you want. Bring your feet with you on the block, and he stayed with it perfectly.
Well, John, that really is. You think of the props he's going to get in the film room this week. Sadarsky, we're talking. He pancaked an outstanding linebacker, Alex Kotcheff.
Normally, you can see defenders get away from a tight end that way as they're running away, but he used his legs to stay with the block the whole way.
So Nick Dace has had another PAT blocked. The second time that Mount Union has blocked a point after touchdown. It'll keep it a 5-point game. Sherman Wilkinson got the first one. Did Wilkinson get it again?
Well, take a look. Last time he went so high up in the air, you can see him elevate here, and yeah.
Wow. 2 rejected point after touchdowns from Mount Union wide receiver Sherman Wilkinson. But Matt Randolph with a big block from Ryan Sadarsky has North Central on the board. Don't go anywhere. 5-point Mount Union lead. Matt Randolph touchdown run for North Central's Cardinals. Mount Union, though, keeps the lead at 5 after Sherman Wilkinson's second point after touchdown block. 31 degrees, but more snow is coming. That 3 inches, that was what was forecast, right, John? That's long since been gone here from Mount Union Stadium. We're delighted you're a part of it. Michael Regide, John Gregory, all of our terrific ESPN production team, all the guys and gals braving the elements. 6 to 8 inches of snow has fallen here in Northeast Ohio, and more coming on the way. Well, you see the conditions that negating the opportunity for Ryan Lazier to return that punt. All right, Kevin Burke back with his Mount Union offense. Their lead has been cut to 5 when we bring you back. A little break from his North Pole preparations. And this is B.J. Mitchell with a flag down as Mitchell is it not we could see it up here, John, as all 22 as Wes. What's going on, Wes? Great job today behind the lens up in our high end zone camera. But John, as we were coming back for break, all 22 players on the football field were trying to gain traction by moving some of the snow away. Yeah,
they're digging in, even if it's for one play. During that timeout, they're giving themselves to be the best they can on that one particular play. There's a good look at the footing on the field. Before the game, a lot of guys came out in tennis shoes trying to do that, and then they went in, and especially this North Central team coming out, changing, putting some cleats on, just trying to find the right traction.
Yeah, there's just a light dusting of snow was on this field turf here at Mount Union Stadium at that time, and now the accumulation continuing. And this is Kevin Burke, the Gallardi Trophy finalist, and he got popped pretty good. We'll see from this point on how difficult it is. Josh Fick, number 92, made the hit on Kevin Burke.
Well, again, count the white shirts that touch him on the play. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to need 3 guys to get him down that time. No surprise. This Mount Union team, known to throw the football around today. 48 plays. They've got 36 runs and 12 passes. So this weather is certainly dictating running the football.
Right after that penalty on the first down carry, 2nd and 19 now with the football on the 14-yard line. Here late stages of quarter number 3. Burke with time found Wilkinson. Pitch and catch, Kevin Burke. Sherman Wilkinson got a few back. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 10.
No panic on Burke's part. Plenty of time to throw the football, just kind of surveying all the way down. Comes all the way back to his left here and finds his big receiver Wilkinson to the outside. But that's the thing. This offensive line has given him time to throw the football. The conditions just don't make it. As you can see right there, the conditions are just not the best to be able to pitch and catch it.
Yeah, virtually, as we said, all 22, every player on both units. This is 3rd down and 10. Motion from Nichols. Kevin Burke, nowhere to go. That was blown up. Blown up by John Ficosi, that tremendous senior defensive end of North Central.
He seems to find a way to get into the backfield. Ficosi, you could see the penetration this time, just fighting off 2 guys, and Burke's footing that time slipped out underneath him and nowhere to go. But you got to give Ficosi a lot of credit to find his way into the backfield. Not all these defensive linemen have been able to do that today.
That's the first negative yardage play of the afternoon for Kevin Burke.
Yeah.
Very first one. So now Edward Runke standing at his 5-yard line to kick this away. Well, North Central came after it. Dierking on the return. Dierking in open space. Shane Dierking inside the 5. It finally knocked out of bounds. Big return from Shane Dierking of North Central.
Well,
48 yards, John Gregory.
We mentioned the little eraser before, and this guy's ability to make big plays for this football team, and he needs one block here. He doesn't get it, and he comes up 5 yards short down the field, but another big play by a guy that they trust so much back there returning the ball.
So Dierking making the big special teams play that now sets up quarterback Spencer Stanek and North Central at the 5. This for the go-ahead touchdown. Randolph got hit at the 2. Randolph in the grasp of Tom Lally. 2nd down and goal. They're going to mark the football at the 1-yard line. Lally hit Randolph at the 2. 30 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. Randolph. Well, he didn't get there. He didn't get there. He took a shot from that crashing linebacker, Jonathan Gunnell. Going to bring up 3rd down and less than a half yard.
Especially at the goal line, you want to get that penetration, and you can see Gunnell again putting his shoulder in there. He didn't wrap up on it, but you can see him fly into the screen here and kept him out of the goal line. And now we're going to get the end of a quarter and time for North Central to figure out what they want to do in this situation. But or do you go to the outside with this footing? Do you fake to the inside and able to go to the outside? Or do you just plug it up in there? So they'll make a decision here.
John Gregory making like John Thorne, head coach of North Central. Let's clear the football field, everybody, and go 99 yards the other way. Winner goes to the Amos Alonzo Stagg Bowl. Should be a 4th quarter to remember. Mount Union by 5. North Central knocking on the door. 27-22. First play of the 4th quarter coming up. Mount Union on top, but maybe not for long. Spencer Stanek, Randolph with power, put 6 on the board. Matt Randolph and North Central to give them the lead.
Power football up the middle. We wondered if they would go to the outside and just try to beat somebody to the corner, and they give it to the guy Randolph, the wide receiver. No question, he put his head down that time and fought for the extra yards, and Randolph has been a difference maker for this football team ever since Ryan Kent came out of this ball game.
All right, the book says when you're up by 1, the North Central cheerleaders, great job, ladies, they know, and so does John Thorne. You go for 2 here early 4th quarter. Now they'll try to up this lead to 3, and they want the football on the left hash. Does Spencer Stanek and the North Central offense. Matt Randolph, his 11th carry of the 2nd half, that touchdown power. And he just put 6 on the board with. We've had 3 missed extra points today. North Central for 2. Stanek, Randolph, watch the corner, can't get there. Mount Union defensively all over that, as forcing that play up for the corner was Alex Kochev, the linebacker.
Well, good discipline on the end for Mount Union. You put the ball on the left hash because you anticipate you're going to run to the right. A lot of times teams will do that with a run-pass option in that situation. That time it looked like it was a pure option running play.
All right, Alex Kochev with a hit. Why did John Thorne opt to go for 2? Missed PATs, John Gregory.
Yeah, early in this football game, Mount Union misses 1, but then North Central, 2 of them get blocked The tall defender Wilkinson, you can see the snow coming down. You just wonder, is it footing? But it just looks like two of those balls hit Wilkinson, the big receiver for Mount Union, right in the hands as he's leaping behind that line of scrimmage.
So what does Mount Union and North Central have in their sights? A date in the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl next week. You'll see it right here on ESPNU. On December 20th, next Friday, against either Wisconsin Whitewater or Mary Hardin Baylor. That one kicks off right about 3:30 Eastern Time in Denton, Texas. Couldn't ask for any better than this in this very, very snowy condition at Mount Union Stadium. 28-27. North Central with the lead. We're going to have to get our man Tom Boshennik with the numbers, John, scurrying for the books. I don't know the last time that Mount Union trailed in the fourth quarter. Might have been last year in the playoffs, but we'll take a look at it. Now this kick is going to come up short, and Germany Woods, as you see, had the feet come out from under him as he was trying to run up on that return over the 20-yard line.
You know, it's interesting you talk about that, but the history of this football team and being here in this semifinal championship, playing at home, and this is the first time North Central has been this far. You know, so far their nerves, they look like they've played a pretty solid football game, but, you know, it's the championship pride that these Purple Raiders have. Let's see if they can make that comeback.
They have won 11, folks, national championships. They haven't lost at home going back to the 2005 football season. And this is B.J. Mitchell on that first down carry. Mitchell got 6. 11 national championships for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Larry Karras, the iconic head coach. I mean, they haven't lost in 83 regular season games, and they've won 22 consecutive Ohio Athletic Conference titles. And John, when they're looking for their 17th trip to the Amos Alonzo Stag Bowl.
It's amazing. You know, we asked them, you know, is there a lot of pressure on the players? You know, do you feel that pressure to win? Last week, almost getting upset last week, and boy, I'll tell you, you know, they say they expect to be there, that this is a football team that has earned it. They work hard at it, and they, you know, they expect those things.
Boy, did Kevin Burke just take a shot. Nick Slezak, part of that hit.
Slezak's an interesting story. He started out as a wide receiver, and now he leads the team with 106 tackles. His sophomore year wide receiver, they moved him to defensive back his junior year, and now at the middle linebacker position, and he's a difference maker on this football team, leading this team in tackles.
3rd and 2. Mitchell spun out of a hit. He didn't get there. Initial contact came in the backfield, and then Adam Sadarski, the brother of the tight end Ryan Sadarski, just put the clamps on Mitchell.
Yeah, and he got away. It looks like he tackles him up around the helmet here at the last part. Doesn't get his hand up into the face mask, so nice job. And looks like Mount Union's actually go for it here on 4th down.
From their own 33-yard line. They punted on the last possession, and Shane Dirking made him pay. Burke, he got stopped. He got stopped by this opportunistic North Central Cardinal defense. Shane Dirking and crew stopping Kevin Burke on 4th and short.
Well, keying on Burke is so important. You know he's going to hold the football in that situation. The leading rusher on this football team, and again, you can see him coming off the end. There's Slezak and Alex Tripp, 2 guys that just held him up, and then he gang tackled the rest of them with all the white jerseys. But Slezak and Tripp there make the initial hit. Burke's so tough to bring down on that first contact, almost fights away, but gets help from his team.
Just a second negative play of the day for Gallardi Trophy finalist Kevin Burke, the Mount Union quarterback. 2-yard loss, so turn it over on downs. 31-yard line of Mount Union now. North Central with a 28-27 lead in the football, early 4th quarter. And this is Matt Randolph. And this Mount Union defense put a stop on Randolph after he got, we'll give him 2 and maybe 1, second and long 8, short 9. Now the onus goes on to the defense of Mount Union.
Yeah, and the way North Central's running the football right now, you can expect them maybe to come up, use something with a tight end or somebody quick, just hit a quick pass, because those linebackers now are sucked up so much playing the run against this offense that keeps pounding the football.
And remember, North Central beat Bethel 41-17 last week at sub-zero conditions in Minnesota. That throw from quarterback Spencer Stanek sailing out of bounds, intended for Chad O'Kane, being covered by Trey Jones.
Yeah, and I like the play call that time because all 11 defenders were in 7 yards of the line of scrimmage that time for these Purple Raiders on defense. So that's why they went to it through the air. I kind of like the play action in that situation. You have everybody up there, keep them up there, and just see if you can pop something real quick.
Could this be 4-down territory now if Stanek doesn't pick up 3rd and 9, John?
I think it is.
From the 30-yard line of Mount Union. Stanek gonna gun the out. Almost picked off. It was on the hands of Mount Union's Isaiah Chambers. One of the talented corners. There's Isaiah Chambers. He has 4 picks on the year.
Yeah, all the confidence in the world with your wide receiver out there, and this ball just seemed to get away from him a little bit because he's got all that trust in Sorensen, and that time he just let it go a little bit too high.
Because the point after touchdowns have gone awry today, 3 of them total. North Central's missed a pair. Mount Union's missed 1. We're seeing the head coaches on 4th down at significant distance saying we're going to go for it. This is 4th and 9. Whistles, stop it. Timeout. John Thorne, the head coach of North Central. Hey, everybody exhale a little bit. Coming down to the final possession. Might be. We'll be right back in a moment. North Central up by 1, 28-27, trying to capitalize. This is a 4th and 9 for quarterback Spencer Stanek. Stanek got flushed. Stanek looking to get to the sticks. Don't know if he got there. Probably came up a couple down shy as he was pushed out of bounds. We'll take a look at it. Mount Union's Hank Spencer pushed him out of bounds.
Yeah, nowhere to go with the football down the field this time. Trying to do it on the ground here. Not exactly sure where the marker is. Watch as he goes out of bounds. He looks immediately over to the opposite side of the field to see where that marker is, and comes up a little bit short.
Mount Union's Purple Raiders, their 19th consecutive trip to the Division III semifinals. They've won 11 national championships, but if they're going to go meet the winner, Wisconsin Whitewater and Mary Hardin Baylor, they're going to have to deny North Central, who is making their first ever trip to the semis. Football back in the hands of Kevin Burke. Well, Burke got drilled by Jason Callahan, the outside linebacker. Another negative play for Kevin Burke, who doesn't have too many of them.
No, and you can see I'm gonna put that all on the footing. He has no ability to stick the foot in the ground and make a sharp cut. He's a guy that makes people miss. And without the ability to do that, these defenders for this Cardinal defense is able to come up and make these plays.
Callahan with a big play. 2nd down and 9 for Kevin Burke. Burke's throw came up short as trying to make that out cut was Mike Colicchio. And the throw came up short. John, in this type of footing, how difficult is it going to be for a quarterback to hit that back foot and stride through a throw?
Very difficult. And watch from the left side. Ficosi coming in again and just drilling him as he's trying to get that to the outside, and that's what makes it tough too. You try to get your feet planted back there, and if you can't, you got to move around. You can't step up in the pocket to get away from those defensive ends that are coming to the outside, and he gets planted that time.
Now 3rd down and 9. They're 3 of 7 on 7 yards or more to pick up on 3rd down. Kevin Burke in trouble. And down he goes. Well, Burke tried to throw that football forward, but I believe they're going to call him down as he was in the grasp of Brian Wilson, 265-pound D tackle number 89.
Yeah, and he's a guy that actually was on the offensive line earlier in the year, and they moved him during the 4th week of the season to the defensive tackle position. You don't normally see that, as he's clearly down before he let go of that football, but you don't typically see offensive linemen going over to the defensive side. You want that aggressiveness of the defensive lineman to move over on the offense, but give him credit. He's fought his way through and he's played well. 3.5 tackles for loss this year after moving over.
3rd straight 3 and out. Football bobbled by Runkey. He's in trouble. Football free. North Central. Are they on it in the end zone? Touchdown. Cardinals of North Central. They came away with the Edward Runkey bobble, and on the recovery, Colton Kuzinski, a backup tight end. Big play, North Central's Cardinals.
Well, the big concern coming into this football game was there going to be any block punts? Well, you got to put this one on the punt, a snap a little bit high. He doesn't come up with it, and then he's lost here. Nowhere to go with the football, and this Cardinal defense coming after him in a hurry. They're going to maybe take a look at this again, but I'll tell you, it all goes back to special teams and how important that has been. North Central running back that punt and Mount Union getting one blocked here. To me, that looks like that ball is very catchable. He just took his eyes off that, looked at the rush, and that ball may be short of the end zone, and they slid in there after recovering it. Tough to see with all the snow on the field.
At the very worst, North Central will have the football at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
Now, with Colton Kuzinski, is he down short of the goal line? If he is, of course, 4th down, the punt.
Yep.
Now, the ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Yeah, but I think you can see where the snow was actually cleared away on that touchdown goal line there. I believe they're going to come up a little bit short here, but as you mentioned before, with 11:06 to go in this football game, take one more look at it here. That's a good look at it. Knees down. Did he have the ball in his hand?
But did he have possession?
There you go. Yeah.
Does he have secured possession of the football, though, John?
It didn't look like he did, and it looks like they're letting it stand.
Now the ruling on the field is going to stand. Touchdown, Colton Kuzinski on the fumble recovery in the end zone. And now Edward, the PAT from Nick Dace, slides wide right. Yeah, you don't think that's not big, folks. It keeps it a 7-point game. The weather conditions, 6 to 8 inches of snow, have made footing almost impossible. Colton Kuzinski, fumble recovery, North Central. They lead Mount Union 34-27.